My name is David. I live in the Philippines. When is a loan in the Philippines a matter of life or death? Well, medical emergency. My cousin Eddie also lives in the Philippines and he has run up quite the bill at St. Luke's BGC. That's a private hospital in Taguig, which is in Metro Manila. This is day 15 of Eddie's medical emergency and the fourth YouTube video on the topic. If you're new to the channel, welcome. All you newbies just need to accept Eddie needs a loan of $30,000, which is 1.7 million pesos. My cousin's Social Security pays him 24,000 US dollars a year. No sane bank is going to lend him $30,000 for a hospital bill. As it was shown in the second video on this topic, there is some good news in the future for Eddie. His income will be bumped up to $41,000 per year once he adds his under 18 children to his Social Security. Now, a lot of people commented about the turmoil in the federal government back in Washington. Oh my gosh, this may delay his Social Security. I'm not a political channel. I am focused on getting my cousin a bone biopsy to see if he has leukemia. At $41,000 per year, my cousin is in the top 1% of earners in the Philippines. He is by definition rich, and still, no fiscally responsible bank is going to loan him 1.7 million pesos. My cousin's family has found a fiscally irresponsible bank to lend him money. The bank is called Bank of Cousin David. To anyone watching, I only give loans if you are my cousin and if you served as a Navy SEAL. Eddie checks both of those boxes. I don't have $30,000 sitting in a US bank or any bank. I'd have to borrow the money from somewhere. And I know what you're going to ask. Why aren't his kids in the US lending him money? My cousin made decisions a decade ago that are haunting him today. You can probably guess what happened. He met a younger Filipina online. He divorced his wife of 40 years. His children in the US are not happy with him. It's the order in which you do things, right? Maybe you should get a divorce before you meet the Filipina online. 15 days ago, I didn't even know the names of my cousin's kids. This is a real life event, so I am playing the cards I was dealt. Just for giggles, let's look at repaying that loan with a credit card. Now, my credit card with the best exchange rate is 18% per year. Using the magic of ChatGPT, we can see that repaying a $30,000 loan at 18% would cost $6,000 interest and take 2 years. $6,000 interest, that's not bad, but we can do better. I have a line of credit secured by my house in the US. It's 6.5%. If we look at ChatGPT again, it does its merry dance, and I can repay that loan in 22 months with $3,000 in interest. My cousin can't afford that because he's going to be getting $1,500 more per month in his Social Security. Now, my cousin almost died. He didn't have health insurance. Repaying in under 2 years seems like a winner. We need the best exchange rate possible, and I get that using credit cards. Let me teach you guys a trick. Say you have 2 credit cards and a debit card. Now, that debit card needs to obviously have the ability to work overseas. Use each card to pay 50 pesos of the massive hospital bill. Then look at the charge against each card. Pick the card with the best exchange rate. Remember to add in your cash rewards. So if you get 2% back, factor that into the exchange rate. Then use the card with the best exchange rate. I cannot afford to get stiffed on this loan, and I barely know my cousin. He could be spending all his money betting on roosters. I can borrow $30,000 using my house in America to get the guaranteed loan, but I need my cousin to provide a guarantee. Could an attorney in America write a contract that would allow me to garnish his Social Security? I mean, if he defaults, I can get his Social Security. Nope. It is illegal in the United States for a private loan to garnish Social Security income. The contract would have to be written and signed in the Philippines. And sorry to be morbid, guys, but I need my cousin's wife on the contract. Her name is Daisy. Why do I need her on the contract? Well, If my cousin unfortunately passes away, then his wife would have to pay me back. Wait, 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 wait. Before you get all angry and think I'm stealing from a potential widow, Eddie's kids can collect Social Security if he untimely passes away. His wife Daisy will be receiving the same 3,500 per month until her children reach 18. So she has the ability to repay the loan. I've secured the loan with property. Eddie will need to secure the loan with something that is worth 30,000. My last video actually discussed securing a loan. An American, Jerry Allen Hansen, was detained for 3 months by St. Luke's, Quezon City, not BTC, for not paying an $800,000 hospital bill. He was released when he signed a promissory note secured by land owned by one of his Filipino friends. Eddie should secure my loan to him with property in the Philippines. My cousin can't own property in the Philippines as he is a foreigner. You can own a condo, you can own a house, but you can't own the underlying land. It will be up to Daisy and her family to provide a property with which to secure the loan. Now, this makes things more confusing. My wife would have to be added as a lender to the contract. I can't own property, but she can. Yes, I consulted an attorney in the Philippines. There's a lot going on here, but the loan structure works under Filipino law. My cousin's wife, Daisy, does not own land, but her parents do. Her parents are in their 80s. I don't even care if their land is worth $30,000. My goal, if I can get $25,000 back from the $30,000 loan, I did okay. $5,000 would hurt to pay, but $30,000 would be crippling. When Eddie arrived in the Philippines 8 years ago, he was staying in the house with my in-laws. Eddie complained about the sound of the rain drumming on the corrugated tin roof of the single-story home. Over the last 8 years, Eddie has built a 3-story house on the property. It's made of standard Philippine cinder block, rebar, and cement. It's a great house. As an American, I know Daisy's parents are going to guarantee the loan with their property. Eddie will be earning $3,500 a month, which makes him rich. He's helped out his wife's family so much. Eddie's health and income has brought in $192,000 over 8 years for her family. His wife would have to have 10 siblings working full-time at minimum wage to make the same amount of money. They will step up to save him by putting their property up. A quick reminder, Eddie's at St. Luke's BGC. He's been red flagged for not paying his bill. This means the hospital's not performing diagnostic tests on him. He requires an endoscopy and a biopsy to check for cancer. But first, he has to pay half the bill to remove the red flag. And that could be life or death for my cousin. Second reminder, it is possible for St. Luke's to detain Eddie if his bill has not been paid. This was the case of Jerry Allen Hansen, we just discussed, and it's all covered by Filipino law, RA-9439. Now, I'm stepping up to borrow $30,000 so I can lend it to my cousin. We all know Daisy's parents will sign the promissory notes. I am not trying to acquire property in Montalban, Rizal, where Eddie lives. I just want to make sure that the line of credit against my house is repaid, and I want my cousin to recover. One thing I want you all to notice, my family has a financial problem. I never asked anyone watching these videos to give me money on Patreon or GoFundMe or PayPal. My family and I came up with the solution to this problem in 15 days of scrambling. I want to ask you one thing. Do you think Eddie's in-laws are going to guarantee the loan? Leave me a comment if you think yes or no. Also tell me what country you're from. I'd like to see which countries vote yes, the Filipino in-laws will guarantee the loan of their property, and no means Eddie's in really bad shape and he's not going to get the tests he needs in the hospital. Can you guess the topic of the next video? Catch you in the next one.